Our next guest on the show is Linda Davis,
Hi, Mike.
and you're writing a cookbook,
Yes, it's so exciting.
and we can help you write it too. Is there something like
That's
that going
right.
on?
I'm here today to ask for great recipes,
Mm-hmm.
family recipes, but the key is using locally grown foods.
So the recipe has to be with, we were talking during the commercial break, I grow tomatoes and eggplant. So, and I invent recipes with those.
That's what I do too.
Yeah, you get so many. So you want to get a recipe either that somebody's invented or been handed down through the family but uses
That's
locally.
fantastic. Yeah, the point is we've got an abundance of locally grown foods. In fact, it's probably one of the richest agricultural regions in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm thinking, why not promote what we have the best of through a cookbook? And I've been learning about all different types of foods. There's so many ethnicities in the valley. In fact, recently I've been researching Armenian food and just tried my first beer rock.
Ah,
And maybe you could go to Natalie's Bakery across the street here in
Yeah.
the Tower District on
get
Van
some
Ness
beer rocks there.
and
yeah.
try one there too.
Get the jalapeno one too. It's really good.
Sounds great.
Michael's been zooming in on the food a little. What's this? A big old beer rock here?
No, actually, it's something that you can make yourself very easily. It's beer bread,
Beer bread.
and this is something that was developed by actually the Egyptians. They invented beer, and the Irish took that upon themselves and used Guinness to put it into bread. And what's unique about this is in 10 minutes you can combine the ingredients in your food processor and then bake it in one pot, and it's so easy.
Wow.
And as you can see, it looks absolutely delicious.
I'm going to buy this cookbook so I know how to
Oh,
do that.
it's good.
I am Irish. I can tell you, we find lots of uses for Guinness.
Oh, yes, I imagine.
Yeah, it looks like there's cheese on it too.
Yes, Parmesan cheese or any kind of cheese you like. But what's would be cool is to take your favorite craft beer after you go on a craft beer
So it
crawl.
doesn't have to be Guinness, but you want something kind of stout or.
Actually, I've used stout and pale ale, and they're
Okay.
both fantastic. They're not overly overwhelming. They add a subtle, rich, delicious flavor that you can't beat.
The alcohol's cooked out anyway. If you're
That's right.
Anti-alcohol, it just gives it a really good flavor.
Yes.
How long
and
does it take to cook?
Exactly 1 hour.
So about 10 minutes to
Prep
mix the
it.
ingredients, and then about an hour to bake it.
That's right. And so you might go to your favorite craft brewery and get an extra bottle. It just takes one per loaf, and it's incredibly delicious. You'll be really surprised.
Yeah. Speaking of locally grown products, we have Tioga Sequoia beer here.
Yes.
And Full Circle beer also is
Yes.
very good. Probably good for
They
cooking.
are amazing and excellent.
This is,
The inspiration for, believe it or not, this fabulous beef sausage.
okay. Oh, this is.
Yes.
Can I try the sausage?
Oh, would you love to? Here's a toothpick.
I was going
You
to pluck
could
my
just take
finger
it.
in there and do it.
Well, this is actually sausage made by Chase's Chop Shop in Madeira. And so they were inspired by Thanksgiving and wanted to share something that tastes a little bit like Thanksgiving.
It does taste like Thanksgiving. I was
Uh-huh.
going to say that before you said it.
And so they've got cranberries in there. I think the one they've made has pecans, but they could put walnuts or any kind of flavors you want, have it custom made. But they really specialize
It
in.
tastes a little like stuffing or something.
Yes, it does. It's just inspired by Thanksgiving. And so if you're sitting around watching the football game, who wouldn't want delicious artisan sausage like some of our vendors here?
Okay. And here we have,
This is a tapenade. That's another fancy way of saying an olive spread or dip.
I love tapenade.
As you know, in the Valley, Mike, we've got all different kinds of olives. So you might take a black olive and a soft green olive and mix them together in your blender or food processor. And just a little olive oil in there. It could be really simple, and it's so delicious.
And you put on tomatoes as garnish.
Yes,
And
and this would
some
be great
olives.
on the bread. I mean, the bread you could just eat
Oh, yeah.
by the handfuls on its own.
Beer bread and tapenade.
Oh, my God. In fact, do you want to try some of that?
Yes.
I'll make one for you.
There you go. Now, how can people get these recipes to you?
Well, they can go to our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/San Joaquin Valley, but SJY, Cookbook, and they can just message me.
SJV?
Yes, SJV. Did I say that right?
Just look up SJV Cookbook.
Yes.
Just go to Facebook, type in SJV Cookbook, and I bet you find Linda Davis. And okay, I was going to try this live on
Yeah.
the air. So look how beautiful it came out, too. We have a green screen, so poor Michael's always having to adjust for that.
And so you think
Okay, so
maybe...
this is my first time I've ever tasted beer bread, ever. Oops, some of the tapenade, I can't waste one.
So some people might wonder how they can eat farm to fork in the wintertime because there's not so many things growing as there are in the summer and other times of the year. And so you could have a locally grown meat, locally grown olives, and make your own beer bread, and you're eating farm to fork or local and fresh, nutritious way of eating.
I got to ask you, how do you make tapenade? Just get the olives and mix
Oh
them
my
up?
gosh, a handful of olives, some olive oil,
Olive oil.
and put it in a food processor.
That's all there is.
Yes.
Which kind of olives is this?
This is a Kalamata olive and a black olive.
Kalamata and black. Black I get, I buy all the time. So
And they they grow Kalamata olives right here in the
Okay.
Central Valley, and they're delicious.
okay, let's all get involved in this project. Linda Davis Cookbook, Chef Linda Davis, by the way. Farm to Fork, will that be the name of the book?
Yes, San Joaquin Valley. And by the way, this was originally started as a fundraiser for the food needy in the valley.
Okay, so the food needy will get some tapenade and sausage, probably beer bread.
Well, they'll get the results or proceeds of the cookbook, and then they can do with that whatever they'd like.
All right, one more time. So Facebook's the best way for now?
Yes, it is.
Well, just go check out the page. Maybe the recipes and stuff will start showing up there, and you can keep up to date on what's going on the book, see the progress on that Facebook page, SJV Cookbook, all one word. Is that right, on
That's
Facebook?
right.
Yeah, just go to Facebook, type SJV Cookbook, and send Linda your recipes. Maybe you'll become famous along with Linda.
And I would love it.
All right. We're going to be back with more. Anything else to add? I always forget to ask that.
I got started with this as a culinary school graduate and realized how many wonderful things there are in our valley. So I'm here to highlight and promote those producers, and it's my pleasure.
Don't wait with that family recipe. Let's get it put down in writing before it's lost forever. Send it to Chef Linda Davis. SJV Facebook, Facebook SJV Cookbook, SJV Cookbook, SJV Cookbook. And we'll be back with more Central Valley business right after this.
Thank you, Mike.